I know you guys have seen the baby pink, hot pink makeup obsession that has been happening in the makeup industry for honestly a few years now. Like, it is the color, the it color. And you know, I thought it was fading. I thought it was, you know, coming out of trend. But 2024, we have seen still more and more and more and more pink blushes, pink lip products. I mean, are you even coming out with a blush line if you don't have a hot pink? Are you even coming out with a lip balm if you don't have a pink color? I don't know. I don't know if anyone would even be interested at this point. It is such a hot color, and I thought we could talk about it because I find it so interesting that it is such a color. It's almost been happening long enough that I'm just used to it, and I almost forget the way that we loved those like more nude brown tone blushes or even peachy blushes. Like any little other color of blush, I feel like has gone out the window. And I have to say, like, I have a love-hate. It took me a while to come around, to be honest. As with a lot of things, sometimes I'm the last one on the train, but I find this so fascinating. So I remember back in the day, we had pink blushes like this, okay? I remember Tarte had a blush, I believe it was called Dollface, and it was just a part of their Amazonian clay blush line. It was pretty hot pink, definitely like the on-trend color right now. And although people would buy it, they had that, you know, those brighter blushes from Tarte were popular. I definitely, you know, don't feel like it was the overall trend. I mean, Tarte Exposed was the one everyone, you know, loved. I also remember MAC having one, I believe it was called Pink Swoon. And again, these were some of the ones that were on the market and I feel like were just a part of a blush range. Like, not the bestseller, not the top seller, not the viral hit. It wasn't Melba, it wasn't Warm Soul, but you know, Pink Swoon was there for anyone who wanted that pink color. But where I really feel like this hot pink, baby pink trend came about was Dior. I feel like Dior and that color to me are like ingrained in my brain, okay? The Dior blush, the Rosy Glow blush, you know the one I'm talking about, you know the one you've seen all over your social media feed, whether you're on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, there is no escaping that freaking blush, okay? This blush I feel like really revived this color. I know people like Kylie Jenner were wearing it, and it just started to build up steam, but even then for a while, it was not like exploding everywhere like it is now, but I think with the amount of dupes we're seeing, I just think dupe culture, I guess we'll call it, is very popular. I've seen that come in waves as well, and we are definitely in a swell of it currently. And I feel like once the dupe culture rose and that blush also was rising in popularity, it was like this perfect explosion of every hot pink, baby pink blush you could imagine on the market, okay? Patrick Ta, Too Faced, One Size, every single brand is getting in on it. And like I said, I really thought it was going to end with like 2023. I really thought we were seeing a decline in it, but this year I've only seen it more and more, so I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Like I said, I'm kind of in between. I've come around to it. I've really been inspired by this kind of like what I'm calling a pink frosting look. I really love the idea of monochromatic pink, light, feminine, girly, just, you know, soft and pretty pink all over the lids, on the cheeks, almost that kind of ballet core look. I've really been enjoying that, and that's helped me incorporate some of these pink blushes into my looks and also into my eye looks and the lip glosses as well that have been coming out. But the pink blushes don't always look so good. When we're talking about these really baby pink blushes, they can look really light and even sometimes kind of ashy or powdery on the cheeks. So I do think that if you're going to try this trend, it's really important to find that right level of depth and brightness that you're needing, as well as paying attention to undertone, because there can be light pinks that have a little bit of warmth to them. There can be light pinks, which I feel like what we're really seeing, like the optimal trend is like this cool toned light baby pink, and just changing the undertone can be enough to like change the way it looks, I've noticed. So I wanted to go over some of the things that are coming out, because I'm telling you, this is me just taking a look at some of the most recent launches that are coming out, and I feel like even in here we can definitely see this kind of like overall theme of these light pink, baby pink kind of colors. So first I want to talk about Persona. They're coming out with these eye paints, and there's 3 shades. 2 of them are like neutral bronzy colors. We have like a lighter golden, a little bit of a deeper chocolatey bronze, and the only color in the room, okay, the only color, here it is to prove my point. Like when this came out, I was just like, man, it really, pink has a chokehold on the beauty community. And you know, I'm not mad. I had pink hair for the longest time. I love a good pink, don't get me wrong, but damn, it's crazy. The pink in here almost has like this iridescent, almost magenta, kind of going purple. Really, really pretty. I think it's a really smart move to come out with this line. There's these neutral colors for everyone, but then also that pop of pink, which I think is just so trendy, having that wash along with your hot pink blush. It's so smart, and Persona already has the hot pink blush in cream and powder form. We'll get into that in a little bit. And I really feel like this launch like proves my point that pink is so, so hot. Next, there are some new products from, I believe, Giorgio Armani. They're these lip oils. They're like a hybrid, like everything coming out. It's a lip oil, it's a lip gloss. It makes your lips glossy, okay? But even in here, we have a few colors that have that like hot pink, baby pink, sheer pink thing going on. And I feel like it really has taken over this color scheme. Obviously, these are meant to be pretty low pigment. So they're sheer, they're very see-through, jelly looking, but still I feel like back in the day, we would have gotten this in like a ton of nude colors, like tons of really brown toned nudes. And now we can definitely see a big trend and focus on these lighter pink colors. There's a new sneak peek from Rhode Beauty. This is Hailey Bieber's brand, and it looks like it's gonna be a blush, which we've only gotten like lip products, but the color that they're like focusing on, or at least I feel like that sneak peek is coming through on, is this baby pink. We can't escape it. Literally can't escape it. And it makes sense. Like to me, if I were to like give advice, or if I were a brand or whatever, like the color I would also be sneak peeking is this pink. I just feel like it is so, so trendy. And again, are you even releasing a blush if you don't have something like this color in your line? I mean, it's hard to say. Moving on to these house blushes. I believe these are just like a repackaging of these blushes. So there's a few colors that there used to be, and then a few added neutrals, but look at that hot pink in the middle, okay? Look at it. This one's a little less like baby white based pink. It looks like it has a little bit more depth to it. I haven't swatched that one, but I'm telling you, it just shines in this collection, and I feel like it's also probably going to be one of the hottest selling blushes from the line. People are literally going gaga, if you will. There are going to be some new lip oils from Jisoo, and we're getting some colorful ones. So there are some like brighter reds, which I think are really pretty, but of course, naturally, we have to have that baby pink, sparkly pink with some silver shimmer in there for all the girlies. For all the pink loving girlies, okay? I swear to you, it does not end. From Polite Society, they're coming out with some blush sticks, and naturally we see the bubblegum pink. The bubblegum pink, I'm just telling you, this was not happening. It's hard to believe, but this was not happening back in the day, okay? We were not getting these bubblegum pink blushes with every single blush collection that launched. And now I feel like, I don't know if your blushes are gonna get the attention that they probably deserve or might deserve unless that color is in there. These are some of the hottest, newest, like I'm talking brand new, about to launch type products. But this year alone, we also had One Size come out with another pink blush. This one was a little bit deeper, which I thought was great because again, color is relative. So it's nice to have a lot of different pink options in this similar tone. So it can look like the desired effect on different skin tones. Patrick Ta also came out with even more pink blush. Who knew we needed it, but it came out. And I'm barely even touching on all the lip products on top of that have also come out that are kind of following a line in that same kind of trend. So I thought I would share with you my pink dream fantasy, all the pink, hot pink products that are in my collection. I'm coming around to this pink idea, and I hope that it can inspire you to maybe try a little more pink on your cheeks, try a little pink on your eyes, maybe do a whole monochromatic moment. And I'm gonna start with blushes. First, I have to say the Patrick Ta. I know I've mentioned it a few times in the video already, but this is the new one from Patrick Ta. It's called Just Enough, and it is baby pink. This one really is. I was nervous that this one wasn't gonna work, but it is the pink that I'm wearing on my cheeks today, the only pink that I have on my cheeks. And I'm happy to say, although this looks so light, I do find on my skin, it just warms up a little bit and it doesn't look too powdery, too kind of dusty on me. I'm actually really happy, and it's the most wearable pink blush from him that I've had. I did end up picking up the holiday palette, which you will see. Not only in packaging did this represent the pink trend, but also the blushes that are in here. It kind of makes you wonder, like, why did we come out with yet another pink blush? I really thought they were going to be repetitive, especially with that lighter pink, but I'm telling you, I did not enjoy the lighter pink that was in here. I felt like it just looked so dusty, so kind of ashy and just stark on my cheeks. But I do feel like this one, that tiny tonal change, as well as the fact that this just looked almost more milky in a way, it doesn't come through that same way with this one. So if you didn't like this one, but you want that pink blush, I have really been enjoying the duo from him. Although these are expensive, I've really loved Just Enough. A blush in a similar vein that I feel like is a little bit more wearable of some of these baby pinks. Again, I'm telling you, sometimes if you layer them on too much, it can be a lot to adjust to. Let's say that. And I feel like this one from Give Beauty gives the kind of baby pink without it being too light or white based. This is the shade Ex-Girlfriend, and I find this super easy to wear for a pink blush. The formula is really easy. There's a lighter pink and then a little bit of a deeper purpley kind of pink. This formula has a really nice like satin sheen to it, so it's not like overly shiny, nothing that's gonna like emphasize texture, but I do find it just a little bit easier to blend, really wearable, skin-like, and it's also like medium pigmentation, so it kind of shears out. It's buildable though still. Really enjoy this. I feel like Give doesn't necessarily get a ton of hype, but those blushes I feel like are really good. As I mentioned, I do not have that rosy glow from Dior. I just find that formula of blush, as much as I love the cherry one, I really do love that cherry one, that blush can be so hard to pick up on your brush, okay? I really suggest natural hair brushes so you can, you know, have a little bit more to pick up. I think synthetic just doesn't pick it up as well, not for me anyway. But if you're looking for a very similar color, I feel like this one from Kaleidos is so similar. It's definitely that cooler baby pink, and this formula is so soft. It's so easy, super silky. It definitely shows up a bit lighter and has that kind of dusty baby pink look. So I think this one's a really great dupe, or at least to me, it feels like a pretty dang good dupe in what I feel like is a better formula. And it's still that mattifying, almost like softening. Sometimes when I'm saying this powdery look, I will say it almost gives this like ethereal glow of powder on the cheeks, and it can look really smoothing at the same time. It's very interesting. And again, if you're not into it initially, I say just keep playing with it and keep trying to make it work for you, but also getting used to seeing it, because sometimes colors and styles and all that just look weird to us because we're not used to it, and you just need that time to kind of adjust. If you're looking for some affordable options, I do think ColourPop's blushes are pretty dang good. I feel like they're also quite buildable, which is nice, and they have two different options here. One's warmer, one's cooler, so depending on your tone, you can kind of choose which one will be best for you. This one's Prairie Air, which is the more warm toned one, and then the cooler one is called Flamingo. I find on my skin that I like Prairie Air. I tend to go a little bit more warm. I consider myself like neutral, leaning warm if I had to pick one, but I find Prairie Air is just a little bit easier for me to wear than Flamingo. But again, depending on your undertone, I think it's really nice that they have two different options, because I think that tiny change can be the difference. If you're struggling with things looking like too kind of garish or harsh, I would try using a pink that matches your undertone. A baby pink that I feel like a lot of people love and I've had a little bit more of a struggle with is from Armani. This is the shade 52, and in it doesn't seem nearly as like baby and light as some of the other blushes, but I find this one gives off that kind of halo of powder. Like it just looks a little powdery on me, but I've heard so many people love this, and again, I feel like with a light hand, I've been learning to love this even more. So it's a good option. It is expensive, but again, I do think overall it's pretty buildable, easy to wear blush, and a potential option out there. Segueing us from powders to creams, I have Persona here. Bubble is their hot pink, and they have it in a powder form as well as a cream. So whichever one you prefer. I love the Dreamstick blushes from Persona. I think they're so good. I love Teddy, which is like a really nice brown, warm, neutral shade. Love that one. I love the Guava one that came out recently. Bubble is pretty, but I do find this one to have that milky base on it. And then the blush itself, I feel like does top over nicely, but again, it has that kind of sheen to it, has a very ethereal angel baby kind of look. That's what Bubble gives to me. So if that's what you're looking for, I think this could be a really great option. Tower 28's also come out with a pink blush, and this one is called Dream Hour. This one's a little bit deeper than Bubble, so I find it a little bit more wearable. But again, this is like giving Barbie pink, like seriously, Barbie pink vibes in here. And I love the Tower 28 formula. I think think they have a really great cream blush formula that gives a dew, but it stays in place for me, and I don't find that it's overly sticky or greasy feeling on my cheeks, and I have oily skin. One of my favorites though of the pink blushes, this one's from Say. It's their Dew Blush, and this is in the shade Baby. I was nervous about this one because again, I was like, am I gonna love this? But I feel like this is pretty dang on the wearable side for me. I really feel like this blush made me fall in love with this trend so much more than I even was. And I was really surprised by that because it looks so cool toned, but for whatever reason, actually on my cheeks, this really looks amazing. I think the formula of this is great. It shears out, but definitely still has pigment there. And these blushes give me a really pretty sheen on my cheeks, again, without feeling sticky, but they almost look, I don't want to say oily because I feel like that could have a negative connotation, but I just mean there's this kind of shine that's coming from the actual formula of the product that I find really beautiful and also unique in that I don't feel like it's weighing my cheek down. It doesn't feel like Vaseline's on my cheek, which I really love, and I think this one's a really good option if you were interested. They also have one I think called Spicy that I've really enjoyed as well. I know I'm just running through them, but this one from Charlotte Tilbury, I feel like this one was trying to be on it. It was trying to give light pink vibes, but this is so warm. Like, look at my hand here, okay? This is so warm. So if you were looking for this light pink blush from Charlotte Tilbury, I really don't think there's anything in the permanent line right now that is this color, which is shocking. It really is, because I feel like this could totally be Charlotte Tilbury's thing. I guess the blush palette did have more of that like hot pink in it, but still, like, this seemed like it was gonna be the Charlotte Tilbury light pink, baby pink answer, and I feel like it's really just like a light peach. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by this one if you're specifically looking for the baby pink. Okay, my last blush to talk about. I did want to mention this one from Milk. I know these little stainy blushes, the jelly blushes, have been so popular, so viral, but I really feel like Burst gives that hot pink baby look, but in a stain, and I feel like it's so pretty for spring and summer as well. This also isn't going to go too dusty because it's a stain on your skin, so it really melts in. So if that's one of your issues that you're finding with these hot pink blushes, I think this might be a really nice option, specifically Burst. I know there's another one that's like in purple packaging and they look like they're the same color, but Burst specifically has more of that like hot pink kind of tone going on instead of going to purple or a little more berry. And now that my hand is stained forever, let's talk about some lip products. Naturally, we have to talk about the Dior lip oil. I really feel like this was starting the peak of these kind of lip oil trends, but also again, this color is just so tied to Dior, and this is just the 01 color, which is kind of that pink, but it's using the pH. So over time on your lips, it just adds something slight. I really think they perfected pH in this product because of the fact that we all know when they say pH, it's all gonna be like a hot pink. Like, we all know that, but there can still be finesse and subtlety in that. Some you put on, and I mean your lips or whatever it is, sometimes there's cheek products with it too, but it just turns hot, hot pink. And I really feel like there's a subtleness in this Dior lip oil that adds that slight color without being too much, and it's beautiful. You can really see too with these pH type products. Look at the wand here. The doe foot itself really shows the stain that can come through, even though the product itself looks pretty sheer. It is what I'm wearing today. Again, very, very light, super, super pretty. Tons of brands have tried to dupe it, and you know, the dupe of this, the NYX Fat Oil, I do think this is a decent dupe. This is the color Missed Call. I prefer the Dior because I do love packaging and I love the vibes and I love the feeling of putting it on. Like, I'm into makeup, obviously, okay? I love it. I just do. I can't deny that I love a little packaging moment, but I still think the NYX for formula is pretty dang good. I don't know if I necessarily get the same kind of pH thing, but the gloss itself or the oil itself is slightly tinted a little bit more, so I feel like they're very comparable in that way. They're pretty comparable in feel on the lips, even the doe foot applicator itself, and although this packaging I don't think is like as nice as Dior, I love a chartreuse color, you know that. So this could be a good option potentially. Another like sheer lip gloss I've really been loving is the one from Say. This is in the color Play. Again, very, very sheer. You're not getting like a ton of color on your lips with these, but I just think they add that tiny little something. It's almost like we're going back to those lip jellies and more of those milky, even baby pink colors. This one isn't necessarily super milky, but I love the color it gives, and it is a nice plush, bouncy lip gloss. gloss. I obviously couldn't not talk about all of the freaking tubed lip glosses that have come out. Seriously, these deserve their own video, because if you're not being attacked by the color baby pink, then you are for sure being attacked by this style of lip balm. Oh my gosh. And you know what? As much as it's a lot, don't get me wrong, I've like always been a lip balm girl, like my whole life. I've loved lip balm. I always loved it. I was never really into the liquid lipsticks. Like, I can get down with it once in a while, but like every day I'm lip balming it, okay? So I can't lie, I love that the lip products are more comfortable, but let's talk about some of these. I have the Summer Fridays new birthday one here. I've been loving this. This, as much as it's like a cute pink packaging, I find the tint on this isn't really pink. It's more that there's like pink and a little bit of golden shimmer in here. Super pretty. I don't personally feel the shimmer on, and the smell is so good. Oh my gosh, it's on my nose, but it's supposed to be birthday cake, but I find it's almost like a marshmallow that's supposed to taste like birthday cake, if you know what I mean. So it's just really sweet, sugary, yummy, and soft. Loving this. Loving, loving, loving this. But they also came out with pink sugar, which I have, but I don't know where it is, because that thing has lived in my purse. Basically all the Summer Fridays lip balms like live in my purse and rotate throughout, but I cannot find it. But pink sugar is so pretty if you're looking for that perfect, just lightly tinted pink balm. So good. I love the Summer Fridays formula. I love vanilla. I love vanilla beige. I love so many of them. The iced coffee one, please come back. You know, you guys know I love these. So I think these ones are worth a try, especially too this one. It doesn't have too much pink, but it gives you that kind of frostiness, which I also think is something coming back, but in a good wearable way, okay? In a good wearable way. Like I previously mentioned, Rhode also has been coming out with some different pink lip balms. We first got this one in the tinted set. There were 4 different colors. This one is so cutely named Ribbon, and I do quite like this pink. It's pretty dang sheer, pretty easy to wear. I think the Rhode lip tints are pretty nice. They're also pretty affordable. They're $16 compared to, you know, some of the more 20 and up lip products that we see. So in that way, I like them, although I don't know if they're my favorite ever. Ribbon's a good one though. I feel like Ribbon's a good one. The Jelly Bean one that came out, I believe this was also kind of a birthday celebration or like a anniversary of some sort. This one's cute. It also has more shimmer to it than it does necessarily that pink tint, but they went a little overboard if you're asking me on the scent of this thing. It is so strong, so sweet, and you can also taste that sweetness on your lips. So I'm not the biggest fan. If I had to tell you which one to get, I think Ribbon's the way to go over the Jelly Bean. And if you're looking for something shimmery, I feel like the Summer Fridays is the one I would go with for a shimmer. Okay, and then we have the Tower 28. This one is the shade Watermelon Kiwi, which smells so good. And I feel like this is one of the more baby pink actually on the lips. It looks almost a little scary, like it's gonna be too milky, but I find the actual color is really beautiful from this. The formula itself is not my favorite. If you guys watched my video talking about all the new launches, giving you guys a bunch of reviews, it was like a speed reviews, then you guys know this lip product formula isn't necessarily my favorite. I just find I really need super exfoliated lips, because if I don't, I feel like there's a lot of product getting in my lip product, if that makes sense. And I don't know where that's coming from. It's like almost my own skin, like little pieces start getting stuck in the formula, because it is a slight bit thinner than I was expecting or hoping from this. But again, I know a lot of people love it. So I don't know if my opinion on not like loving these is in the majority. I think a lot of people do like them. So it might be one to check out, maybe somehow sample it. I know it can kind of be tough to sanitarily sample things, but this is definitely a nice pink color. I really do like the color on this. I could probably talk on and on about baby pink lip glosses, but I have 3 more to talk about. I wanted to mention this Gucci one. This color to me is stunning. I love it. It goes on pretty sheer, but it leaves this really glassy, glossy look to your lips. Very smooth, almost like a glass-like finish on it, but it does have a plumping sensation, and I think that's important to note, because if you're looking for this exact color, it's already going to be sheerer than this. But also, once that plumping gets involved, which once it gets involved, it's, you know, things are happening, blood is flowing, it's kind of irritated, your lips are going to turn more of a natural red color, or whatever your natural irritated skin color is going to be. So just keep that in mind, that it might not be the perfect gloss for you if you're looking for that baby pink look for the full time. But I do like that gloss, even though it kind of tastes like flowers. I don't know, there's something about it. I do think they have something right with it. If you're wanting Summer Fridays still, the new lip oil, this one's in Pink Cloud. I think think this one's pretty nice overall. I'm still gonna suggest to you Pink Sugar, like that's the one I love more, but if you're looking for a different option, this could be something. And then last year from Too Faced, this is the Bubblegum Juicy Lip Oil. I just think these lip oils are so good. If you're looking for something, they smell good, they feel so nice. Again, a nice plush kind of bouncy feel on the lips, and this one has a little bit of shimmer going on in it, but you can't feel any of it. I just think that they are so comfortable, like a really easy, comfortable wearing lip product. And again, the shimmer in this I think is just extra fun, but not in a distracting way, not in too frosty of a way. To me, it's a like perfect amount of added sparkle, added pink, because it does like make it shine pink, and also a little bit of like Y2K vibes. I think it's so pretty. Okay, you guys still here with me? Are you still feeling the pink vibes? It's not over, okay? I want to talk about a few little eye products because I feel like the monochromatic look is not finished without a few eye products, and I have a couple that I think are really perfect for this trend. If you're wanting that kind of pink frosting or icing look, if you're looking for that kind of ballet look, I hope some of these products will help give you that. So first, I wanted to mention this shadow stick from About Face. This one is specifically in the color Baroque, I want to say, and I really, really love this because it's going to be one of the most simple ways you can add this pink to your lids without it being too much. I definitely have been enjoying more neutral colors, and I think it can actually be easy to go overboard with the pink. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that this is that perfect, almost like a ballet slipper pink. It's a nice satin formula, and there's no like sparkle going on in here. It has a nice sheen to it, just so beautiful, so soft, really romantic. I think if you're kind of like nervous about a pink eyeshadow on your eyes, this is a really great way to start. I think it is so, so pretty. For some more cream eyeshadow choices, I think that the Roen shadows, if you're looking for that classy, glamorous, yet still fun kind of look, both of these quads can give you some of either those pink vibes, or I think they're going to complement that pink blush and pink lip gloss look. So I have the Mood Forever quad here, and this one's 1111. So if you actually want like pink eyeshadow, 1111 is going to be the one you're going to want to go with. Everything in here is shimmery. There's a really nice icy light pink, as well as a little bit of a deeper pink you can use to add a little bit of depth on the outer corner. I love these as one and done shadows. As creams though, they do not lock down, so just know that if you want. You can use a primer and try to get some more longevity that way, but I find them so easy to just tap back into place with your finger, so that works for me, but I like to mention it. There's also a really pretty gray in here. I just think this one is so beautiful. And then you guys know one of my faves, the Mood Forever. I used a little bit of the shade that has pan in here. It's this like iridescent looking kind of color. I use that on top of the pink that I have on just to tone it down, but still give lots of silvery, sparkly shine. So I think both of those could be some really pretty options. There's just something so beautiful about the Roen Quads. They give glam, they give sparkle, they give shine, but there's something about them that's still so sexy and still like kind of refined. I just think they're beautiful. Some single shadows though. The shadow that is like the main star of the show today on my lids, this one's from Glaminatrix. It's the shade Kitten, and it's one of those really shimmery shadows they came out with. I think so many of them are stunning. I really love the shade Fox. I also really like Panda, but Kitten is beautiful. It has this really high sparkle, silvery kind of shine to it, but the base is definitely pink. So you're gonna get the pink, but then when it shines, you're gonna get that silvery color. So I feel like if you really want pink, but not too much, but it's definitely there, this one's stunning. I love these shadows from Glaminatrix. I'll leave them down below. I have a code with them. I'm affiliated with them. So if you're looking, that can save you some money. But the other single shadow I wanted to mention, this one's Rebel Star from Urban Decay. It's one of the newer Moon Dust shadows that came out. I really felt like we're seeing the pinks through the Urban Decay single shadows they decided to release in this Moon Dust formula. Although there were no like true baby pinks or like cooler tone pinks, I feel like all of them had a little bit more warmth to them. I still feel like they all had a bit of a pink vibe. So you can see this one here, Rebel Star, really pretty, really stunning. And again, I think this would still complement so many looks with either the pink blushes, the pink lip glosses. It's a simple way to incorporate some pink, and depending if you don't want to go too cool tone toned, this might be something to look into. I just love the Moon Dust formula. I love that shimmer, that sparkle. I just think it's so easy to wear with a little bit of mascara, maybe a little bit of a wing. I've definitely been enjoying that simple eyeshadow look lately. And last, because why not, I did want to mention these from Charlotte Tilbury. As much as we maybe don't have a very baby pink blush, we were getting some baby pink vibes last year when these came out. These little singles came out around Valentine's Day and they are so cute. They have like the cutest packaging with these pink gems on them, but inside there's like more of a rose gold pink. This one is called Pillow Talk Diamonds. And then although this is not the baby pink of the other colors, this one is called Ultraviolet. In some lights it looks pink, and then in other lights you can really see that blue purple shine on it. And I think this sheared out again with those blushes still looks really, really pretty. And I just thought if you caught these last year when they came out, I would mention them because there is so much out there, truly guys, where if you're looking for these baby pink, you might have stuff in your collection. I would love to know what you guys are loving. If you're even loving this trend, what are you using? What are some products that you found work for you, especially if it's been difficult to find that perfect baby pink? Let us know down below. I want to leave you off though. If you're looking for some ethereal sparkle, this little glitter puck from Half Magic is so pretty. This is pink with a little bit of a golden sheen. So if you're looking for that silver sparkle, this doesn't have that, but it is so pretty. If you're looking for stuff for festival season, if you want to tap this on as a highlighter, as an eyeshadow, it is so pretty. It has so much sparkle, so much shine to it. And I just feel like, again, it adds to this like ethereal look. I think it complements a lot of the stuff going on in here and really fits that pink icing vibe. I will say though, I've had this a year now since it came out. Keep the inside in here because it dries out a little bit and you just want to be careful it's not going to flop out. It's still perfectly fine, but little tip. So anyway, let me know what you've been loving. Are you obsessed with the pink makeup? Do you wish it would stop? Let me know all your thoughts down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.